Underground, overground, wombling free. Wombles of
Hey,
Wimber.
Scruffy.
Whoa. What you mean, I
Hope
Scruffy?
you haven't made a mess
Made a mess with what?
in the kitchen. Oh, I think you found the biscuits, did we?
Oh, they're my biscuits. What's got to do with you?
Have you made a mess?
No. I haven't even bloody sat down yet.
You made a coffee.
Well, of course I made a coffee because you were bloody not doing your
So all
job.
the sugar went in that cup, did it?
Yeah. Honest.
It's not all over the bench. Not like the cheese yesterday.
I just swept it on the floor.
Yes, I know you did, Scruff.
Sorry, boys and girls. A little bit of a domestic this morning. This is no good in the Scruffy house. Well, it's actually every day in the Scruffy house. But got my coffee, got my biscuits, because I nicked them before Winky saw them. And it's Saturday, so it must be coffee with Scruff. Let's have a little chat.
Matron, take them away.
And a warm welcome to one and all. This is your first time here. I'm the big fella Scruff, and I'm trying to put trading in the real world. Maybe show you a trick or two along the way. And on a Saturday morning, before Wonder Wink comes and tells me off, I like to get a coffee and just basically switch the camera on and tell you my thoughts from the week. And why? Well, we all know Scruffy likes a coffee, and we also know he likes the charts and trading. But is trading really that difficult? No, it's not. Is it argumentative? Definitely. And I see that in forums all the time. I loathe forums. I absolutely despise them. Because what happens is it attracts the morons. And the morons seem to think that you can turn 200 quid into millions very quick. And if you're not putting on massive lot sizes, you're an idiot. But they aren't actually making any money.
You were literally too stupid to insult.
So who's the idiot? Is it the clown that dreams? Or is it the guy who's very quiet in the corner, who starts with a very small account and builds up slowly? Now think of it this way, and I had this kind of argument. Well, I'm not going to call it an argument because it wasn't an argument, it was a discussion. If you are swinging for the fences all the time and you've got big leverage, eventually that's going to cripple you. You know, if you've got less than £20,000, you know, you've got a good size account, but can it take £20 a point, £30, £50 a point? Of course it can't. You can open a position, but those numbers will rack up very quickly and destroy the account. They genuinely will. And we're going to go into prop about this, because when it comes to the prop industry, it's sold on the big number when really the account is the drawdown. And I'm going to sort of help in a way. I'm going to show you exactly how to buy a prop and what you want to be looking for in this. I will use my own money and I'll go on and I'll buy it. But just 30 seconds prior to that, I want to talk about small accounts, because unless you're really consistent, and I mean really consistent, you don't want to be putting massive position size on. In fact, you want to be trading with the smallest amount you can, and then compound that up in a safe, methodical manner. Example, you got 500 quid. You can open up £1 a point. If you're leveraged to the hilt, you could even get that up to £5, £6, £7 a point, even a lot, depending on the asset that you're going to trade. Gold, for argument's sake, you can open up £1 for about £80 worth of margin, right? And that's on the ESMA rules, so that's quite low margin. So you could technically get about a fiver a point on 500 quid. What if it moves really quick? You know, it's going to put a big hole in that 500 very, very quickly. Right? What you're better off doing is having a very small position size, a slightly wider stop, and then trading safely. And trading safely means targeting appropriately in the first place, instead of that swinging for the fences. Now, in the forums, they'll always talk about this, and they'll talk about the big wins and how they're going to do this and how they're going to do that. And sort of, they'll be thinking they should be in the markets every 2 minutes. No, that's the land of la-la. It really is la-la land and fable. And you either get it or you don't. There are certain constants in the market. There is nothing new in the market. So when you see all the buzzwords around YouTube and everything saying, oh, this system's brilliant, that system's brilliant, I'm doing this and making these wonderful figures. So what? Nothing's changed in trading. Price goes up, price goes down, price goes nowhere. Gravitates from a key level to another key level. There are ratios you can work to, which are Fibonacci numbers. They repeat constantly, and the price will gravitate to those as well. There are overextended candles, which can be measured out with the same ratio, so it all comes back full circle to the same thing. There is nothing new in trading. Really isn't anything new. If there is, it's psychology. It's how you manage up here. But because you've got the arsehole who screams and bawls all the time, oh, this is how you should do it, unless they can physically show you they do it, what they say is worth fuck all. Absolutely fuck all. You know, it's exactly the same as watching an idiot in a bar, the bar stool manager, screaming and bawling about a football match. Can they play football? No. If they did, they'd be on the telly playing the game. They just complain. You go to a factory, and I've had them. You know, I had a factory, I had 17 staff. Prior to that, I worked in industry and blue chip, and I had lots of people that I connected with. They always had that one person who knows how the company should be run. But they're never promoted, they're never paid very well, and they don't last long because nobody wants to know them, and what they talk is bollocks. You know, I used to have people come to me all the time in my factory, and they say, oh, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. And used to look outside and think, well, I've got a brand new Mercedes out there and you've pulled up in a clapped up Fiesta. I think I'd do okay. Get the principle? And I know some people think it's polarizing and I'm polarizing, but my point of difference is I show you I can do this. In fact, I'll show you right now. Here's my statements. There's not many people will put them up. But not only are they true statements that you can see, the third party, they can't be manipulated either. What you see is what you get.
Because I have balls, and you don't.
You know, so when people talk to me about win rates, I was asked about this in an interview the other day, and they were quite shocked with my answer. Because my theory in trading is very simple. If you're trading less than 55%, you ain't trading, you're gambling. And if anybody ever turns around and you say, oh, you only need 40% win rate to make money, they're playing a numbers game, they're not trading. And the psychology side of it, you can't go, what, lose. Oh, I'm going to hit the big one. It just doesn't happen in the retail market. And it's just bollocks. Put it into an analogy. You get a tradesman come to your house and they can only fix problems 40% of the time. Are you going to get them back? Of course you're not. And why? Because they're bloody useless at the job.
I know. This is messed up. These guys, they're fucking idiots.
Our job is trading. You should be able to look at the chart, analyze it, and be right more than you're wrong. And if you are right more than you're wrong, then that means you're starting on the right path. Then the next part of that is, right, I know I'm right more than I'm wrong. I need to size and target appropriately to my skill level. That's it. That's trading in a nutshell. It's what I push heavily in sort of my Discord, the Scruffy squad, because it's not all about just how to get in and how to get out. It's how to manage your account in the first place, because you're running a business as a job. Simple. But let me show you something. I said I'd buy a program and we'll take you through it. So if I flick this over, I am going to change the way that I do these things. If I'm just talking and showing things, I'll have this screen. But if I'm going to analyze something, I'm going to use a clean screen so you can see it a bit bigger. Okay, so let me just pop that back. Now, we were talking small accounts and whether you can do the job or not. Well, I'm just going to kind of show you that I do know what I'm talking about by this. Now, I don't know if you're aware, but if I click this button here, it should change you over into Traders Day Live. Now, Traders Day Live is an expo in London this year where the best of the best are going to stand on the stage and they're going to talk to thousands of people face to face. It's an educational Forex expo, and the only people that are on that stage have proven results and they know what they're doing. And the agenda is quite a good one, really. And if we look through, you can see exactly what's going to be on. You can go into the growth, performance, inspiration, the edge. And we have some wonderful speakers. Hey, what do you know? I recognise that name. Who's that? Let's have a look at the speakers. Well, we've got Steve Ward. We've got Mark Halstead. Should know. Come down. Paul Scott. I'm pretty sure you'll know these two, Michael and Sol. And what do you know? It's me. I've been invited to stand on the stage and speak because they've seen my statements, they've seen my track record over the years, and we're going to stand and we're going to show you and talk to you in real time how trading really is. And I'm really excited to be. Do grab your tickets because there's not many. It's limited to get into it. But you'll learn a lot from real world people. And that's what I'm trying to put across here. Now, at the beginning of this conversation, I said there was a little bit of word about prop funds. Well, this is where small accounts can be built from. If you think of it this way, and I started talking about 500 quid and how you could over leverage it in one thing and another. But think about real world money with 500 pounds. In fact, before we get onto that, I'll just flick this back over a second. And I'll kind of talk through it a second. If you made £5 off 500 per day, that is a phenomenal growth, exceptional growth. Because tell me a bank that would give you that. There isn't one. Okay, so £5 Monday through Friday, it's only 50 pence, 10 points. Relatively easy trade. Okay, you only need to trade once, twice maybe to get that. So when you see people saying they're trading 100 times a day, they're ludicrous, silly, just daft. Right? Once or twice a day, and you can trade anytime you want. Proved it. And in fact, tomorrow I'm doing Ask with Scruff. By all means, drop questions or come along and talk to me, and I'll explain it. But £5 a day, right? That's 25 quid a week. Doesn't sound a lot, but think about it this way: if you work a 4-week month, well, that's £100 a month. Assume you're going to screw up for a month, so you need a month's worth of recovery so that you can have a few losses, and you're going to have some time off. That's another month. So work on 10 months a year. Well, 25 quid a week, £100 a month, 10 months is 1,000. But you're not going to take any money from it this year. Why? Because in business, there's an older sort of story. First year you feed it, second year it feeds itself, third year it feeds you. So next year, you're not starting with 500. You're starting with 1,500. But you're not doing £5 every day. You're doing 15. Because you're doing the same thing, but it's increased threefold. Do that for the week. Do it for the month. At the end of the year, you haven't got £1,000. You've got £3,000. Put that into year 3. It'll now start feeding you very well. You've gone through your apprenticeship. You've gone through the right to trade. And that's the thing with trading. And it's why most people fail. Because they don't want that. They can't wait. They have to have it now. They have to have it quick. Well, sadly the world doesn't work like that. But a prop can speed that process up into maybe about a year, 12 months. So you give yourself 12 months and use a prop. It can get you to the same level by using somebody else's money. And that's what we're looking at. That's what I was driving at. So here, let me explain that. 5% is probably the most honest prop fund that I've come across. And why? Because I've looked at some of the others. You look at the FTMOs, the Blue Books, all of these that are around. The time pressured. You've got to do so much very quickly. Forces a gamble. Forces you to push. That's not right. Here, slightly different. You have 12 months to do the boot camp. 12 months. It's a long time. 3 challenges. Cost you €95 to get in. Peanuts. Have skin in the game. Always have skin in the game. Helps you with the emotional content I was talking at the start. Okay. Instant funding. This is the one that I prefer if I was going to do this. And I have done this. I've just shown you the statements. You can take these pots and turn them into good amounts of money. So what is it? Well, there's the growth. Let's have a little look at it, see what the steps are. Or at least it will do when the computer wakes up. There we go. Growth schedule. Okay. You come in here. This is the hardest one. Why? Just because it's got lots of levels to go through. That's it. All right. If you go in with this, well, you've only got 8 steps to get up to 4 million. This one you've got 10 because you're starting at the end. But it costs you next to nothing to get in. So your small amount of money can create big funds. All right. So what you can do is you can split it. You can use your 500 quid, 250 or whatever it is in a funded account. Here it's 235. Put the rest of it in a normal account and run them in tandem. And then use the funds from the prop to help fund your own account. So there you go. You get an initial balance of 6. Right? You've only got to do 375. Well, 375 isn't much. Not really. All right. How long have you got to do this? Well, let's have a little look, shall we? Oops, sorry. Sorry. Dear me. Not very technical, boys and girls. Not very technical. Let's have a little look, shall we? There we go. Okay. So you've got to do 375 as your profit target. Okay, fine. Your stop out. As long as that account doesn't go below 56.40 or 360 quid, you're fine. So that controls your position size. This, not that. Work it out on that. Don't need your stop, but I would advise you to use one. Okay. But this is what I want you to draw the attention to. 180 days. You have got loads of time to achieve 360. As soon as you get your 360, they'll times that by 4 and give you 24,000. That then starts changing the way you look at the market. And then once you've done 10%, that'll become 48. Do another 10%, that'll move up again and again and again. Okay. Now, one of the arguments is to say, oh, they only give you 1 in 10 leverage. Well, that's stupid. That's the language of a gambler. That should be 0 because you gauge on that. This is buying power. That is reality. There is a difference. So what we're going to do, I'll show you how to buy one of these things. And I'm going to do it for Frederick because in the group in the Discord, that's the program he's on. And I want to do it with him. So I'll buy it and I'm going to trade it in the background. And I'm going to help him because I think that's fair. So there we go. Low risk. Sign up. There it is there. 235. I'm going to sign it up. I will blank out everything because obviously my name and everything is here. So we'll get rid of that. The last one you saw me buy and complete, I've used my coupon, but if you use the link in the description below, you'll get a 5% discount if you've never used it. Down here, it asks you about the terms of service. Well, I understand what they are, don't need to read them. I do know what the risk management flags are. They are very careful with the risk management. They genuinely want you to pass this thing, but they want you to be safe in the process. So that means don't go mental putting on stupid position sizes. Martindale systems. Now, I'm going to clarify Martindale system because that's brought up. There's a difference between Martindale system and averaging. A Martindale system is basically where you double your position size every time the market moves against you till you are basically got no margin left in the account, just explodes. That is very dangerous. Averaging is you've got a fixed point of entry, you've got a fixed point of exit, and you build a position within that. That is fine, and that is actually a really good way to trade. So they keep an eye on that. And then it's explaining that the indices is very expensive with swaps across the weekend, and that you confirm that it's not allowed, and the fees are going to be massive. Okay. And then it comes down into how you're going to pay for it. Now I'll stop the camera here because obviously I don't want to show you my credit card details. But we'll just buy the thing. Okay. Okay, guys, so that's it bought. Thank me for that, which is very good. Now what happens is there's an email just come in, so I'll just pull this across so you can see it. And I've got an easy week next week, but there you go. They've emailed my credentials pretty much straight away. I won't open that because obviously I don't want to show you the passwords and what have you to get onto MT5. But that is it. That's it done. And then all I have to do is I just have to set up my MT5 platform. Now, I'll do that now for you if you want. And I'll show you a quick way to import details. So give me a second. I'll just sort of log on, write them all down, and then I'll come back to you.
Well, we're waiting.
Okay, guys, I'm back. So this is MT5. In the email, you'll get options to download it, etc. And when you first see it, it's bloody horrible. That is unbelievably horrible. Now, I have done videos on how to set these up in the past, but I'm going to do this the quick way because I'm a bit lazy. And I'm going to import from my other program. Now, when you first open up, if you come to File, in fact, what I'll do is I'll put the big screen on just so that you can see it a bit cleaner. See, getting up. I'm listening to what you guys have to say. Now, if you want to open an account, you just look for the 5%ers, which is there. You know, you just tap it into this search box and it'll come up. And then you just log into your trade account here, and you put your account number in, your password, and the server that you've just selected, and up it comes. And then what it does is it'll give you all of the blurb, trade, and then there it is. opened with 6,000 and I'm ready to rock and roll. Very, very simple. Very, very simple. But this looks terrible. So let me open up my Black Bull MT5, which is here. And I want mine to look like this. Now this is my MT5 from Black Bull. And I want it to look like that. I want it to be nice. I want the candles like this. Clean Bollinger. I have lots of different setups that I use. So for argument's sake, if I wanted to see all of the pounds together, I just need to click a little button and it flicks all of the pounds together for me. If I wanted to see all of the New Zealands, it's the same thing. And then all I need to do is drop down into this sort of area. And then I can trade a nice clean chart with all of my marks. It's nice and simple. So what I'm going to do is if I click File, open up that data file. Now it opens up like so. Copy the MQL5. Copy that. Okay. I'll actually do this again. So you open up the data file because there's one step that I forgot. Once you've opened that file, switch off that MT5 because it's constantly rewriting. So this is fixed in time now. Copy that, just like so. Don't need this. Come to the MT5 platform that you want to copy it into. Now this can be on a different computer if you wish. So just put that onto a memory stick. Open up its file. Close that down. Delete that. And then paste in the other one. Just like so. Right. Now I can close that. And when I open up this MT5 for the 5%ers now, doesn't that look nice? That is so much better. And then down here, if I want to do all my pounds, it's all ready to rock and roll. And if I flick that up, it's the same account. Simple, simple way to do things, guys. So what I'm going to be doing is I'll trade that, as I said, in the background. And then for the guys in the group that are interested in it, I'll show them how that'll get built up, passed, and then leveled up. And it's all to do with the management of the trade rather than the strategy of the trade. Massive difference. And if you're taking anything away from this, it's mindset over strategy. If you see somebody with big figures saying they've got the wonder system, it's horse shit, you know. That person with the big figures will probably have very, very good mindset. They know how to control the pain. They know how to get out when the time is right. It's not necessarily the system. X does not mark the spot. And I do hope that helps. So there you are. Put my money where my mouth is. Bought that in front of you. I'll trade it up over the course of the next couple of months. And we'll see how it gets on. So can't really be any fairer than that. And talking of small accounts, just before we scoot away, let's have a little look at the one that I've been building, which is the share account.
You're taller than I imagined.
I'm bigger in every department.
We'll see how it's doing, or more what it's not doing this month. So bear with me just a second. So if we flick that on, we didn't close anything out yesterday. Obviously it's Saturday morning, so there's not a lot getting done today. I will look to see if there's anything to go into it. But what you got to remember is these are all long term, and they're now starting to come into profit quite nicely. Now I will be updating this today, putting the figures in, etc. So what we'll do, we shall pull up the spreadsheet and we'll see how well it's doing for the month and put some figures into it. So let's have a quick look. So we can see what the current balances are. So Sport Tech is minus 52. Dolphin Capital is minus 06. Oral is minus 02. Spectral is 220. Oops, sorry. 220. We have Curry's at 133. We have Lloyd's at tuppence. We have Melrose at 125. We need to add On the Beach into this, because that opened up yesterday. On the Beach, so that actually opened up yesterday, so that's the 24th. Just quickly see how much risk we've got against that. It shouldn't be a lot, to be honest. Don't think. No, it's not really. So it's opened at £1 a point, and it goes against it 11. So that's not too bad, not really. And it is currently naughty because it is minus 960. So that's open on there. And then there's Centrica. So Centrica, we've re-entered into Centrica 24th of the 2nd. That is at £1.10. It's only £4. I've got a £4 investment in it, and it is minus 17. So that's this up to date. Okay, I'll be looking at that. I'll fill these in a bit later. But what's it showing? Okay, well, what it's actually showing is we down on the month by £3.18, 1.9, and we're running 5% below the start of the month. Okay, am I overly worried about this? Not particularly. The win rate could be better. The running win rate is still holding. But this is just small fry in order to the big picture. Now, this is the big picture. The big picture is we're up 39.8%. The month's not over yet, so hopefully it'll be green. If it isn't, well, it isn't. But that's swing trading. As long as it's overall moving forward, because it's based on 12 months. It's not like day trading where you're basing it on a day. This is based on a year. So my year runs out next month, and as long as I've got a positive expectancy, I will consider it a good year. We'll reset it and we will start it, and that's how it goes. So we're still okay. We're still pretty darn good, guys. So that's building in the background nicely. We can add another prop to the equation to build up nicely, and my wages is doing exceptional. I'll give you a quick snapshot of that because they've got me into the technical world now. This is my performance calendar. If I pull this down, there we go. This is my wages. Okay, so that was January. Obviously I was ill and I had holidays, and I still did okay. And this month we are flying, absolutely flying. And this program's called Trade Sync or Trader Sync. There is a link for it below. You can try it free. At the moment I'm just testing it and seeing how it goes. But it gives you a good snapshot of what's going on. And especially if you're looking at something like this, where you think, bloody hell, 55 trades. It wasn't. There was a lot of carving, repositioning, taking profits, but I can put in what setups I was using, etc., and just start digging into it. And in fact, that was the day where Finney got me to do that on a challenge, and I went mental. And it was a real hard day, and I won't be repeating it. But that highlighted how much work was done in a snapshot. And that's why I drew my eye to it. So there we go, guys. Trading in the real world. You know, get in, get out, get paid, and when you're paid, just stop. Simple. If you're stuck, very easy found. Find all my contact details below. If you're interested in the Scruffy Squad, what I moderate, find all those details there. And do drop me emails or questions, and I'll try and answer them. And I'll put them into the live stream, which is most Sunday nights, Ask Scruff. Or just come along and talk to me live. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.